Forest and Climate Change and Labour Employment, Government of India. Shri Nilesh Kabralji, Honorable Minister for PWD, Law and Judiciary, Legislative Affairs and Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa. Dr. Puneet Kumar Goyal, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Goa. Shri Nitin Prasad, Chairman, CII, Cleaner Air, Better Life Initiative, Chairman, Shell India. Ms. Seema Arora, Deputy Director General, Confederation of Indian Industry. Shri Mahesh K. Patil, Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board. And Dr. Shamila Montero, Member Secretary, Goa State Pollution Control Board. Can we have a round of applause for all the dignitaries on the dais? I now welcome and request Shri Mahesh K. Patilji to please give the welcome address.
Good afternoon, Namaskar. Chief guest for valedictory function of First International Environmental Sustainability Summit, Goa, and Environmental Asia Exhibition, Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change, Shri Bhupendra Singh Yadav ji, the Honorable Minister for PWD, Environment, Government of Goa, Shri Nilesh Kabral ji, Chief Secretary, Government of Goa, Shri Puneet Goyal ji, Chairman of Shell India and Chairman of Clean Air, Better Life Initiative of CII, Shri Nitin Prasad ji, Deputy Director General of CII, Seema Arora ji, my colleague and Member Secretary of Goa State Pollution Control Board, Srimati Dr. Shamila Montero ji, Chairman, Member Secretaries of the various State Pollution Control Boards, Director, Scientists of various institutes, Dr. Atul Vaidya, Director of NIRI, speakers, delegates, media, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege and honor to welcome you to this valedictory function of 3 days International Summit on Environment and Sustainability. I, on behalf of Pollution Control Board and our partner organization, welcome Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, Honorable Minister for Function. Sir, with your permission, I want to just quote 2 instances which I observed. First, and it's very interesting for all of us to note. First, I attended a summit which Honorable Minister had organized in Ekta Nagar of all forest ministers, chairman of pollution control boards, PCCF and secretaries. And in fact, what I have not seen in my more than 25 years of corporate life, I have seen. Honorable Minister was planned everything to the perfection. Now I know in a corporate life also we planned in a room, but here you will say, when I reached there, evening 6 o'clock, Honorable Minister was going around as, and many, probably some will not know, Minister Ji hai, he was going to date, including lunch arrangement, something which amazed me. I thought probably we have to emulate a little, we can achieve a lot. Second, nowadays we say is a bureaucracy, or ease of doing business. Second example I want to again share with the permission of Honorable Minister. When we wanted to invite him for this function, me and Mr. Nilesh Kabralji went to Delhi, and I could get one email appointment within a day. And that's the starting point. When we met with Honorable Minister and his other team members, when he heard that we organized this event, also we wanted to have exhibition, but it was conflicting with another event as part of B20 happening in Rajasthan. He said, and when he told that he has interest in also International Wetland Day, we said, why can't you come, sir, here? Nilesh Kabralji requested him, and he immediately said, I can repeat the word, hum aayenge. Either it will be an inauguration or a valedictory function. And then I know we have worked a lot of combination that he wanted to reach in Goa for inauguration. But I will say that was a very short. If I come to valedictory function, I will be able to give a lot of time. So that was, thank you, sir, for that total, assurance you gave to us. And second aspect I want to tell you about is entire staff. There Mayank ji is here, Bhupendra ji here, and on top is Mr. Bajpayee ji, who just, because some of them I had not met, but we were communicating on WhatsApp. That to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And that is the ease of communication efficiency which I was in his office. On behalf of all of us here, sir, I welcome you for this valedictory function. Honorable Minister of Environment, Mr. Nilesh Kabral ji, you know that in inauguration function is here. He has been a guiding force. Here also for the August gathering, who have other speakers and guests who have come, I just want to narrate another how the things work. As I said, our board had taken charge in January and immediately elections were declared. So I went to the Honorable Minister as well as Honorable Chief Minister. Sir, this is what we have done, what our aim. We want to do this, take it forward. They simply said, this is a professional board, technical board. You decide in best of the interest of the state and we will support you. Our is only a support. You independently work. And that was a great support we got from government of Goa. And as luck would have it, or the best thing that would have had it, Goa government gave a full mandate to the same government, and our Honorable Chief Minister, Pramod Sawant and Nilesh Kabral ji got the same portfolios. And there we are doing our journey for the last 1 year. This you can say is a 1 year completion of our Pollution Control Board as a part of the government, the initiative we have taken up forward. When we started this initiative, we were not very clear because, we did not have experience. So we were looking for the partner. Then we had a partner, CII. And when we were doing this program, I met Simaji, who is my old associate, said, we'll do it together. And then the entire team of CII came together and did a professional work. My guest today, Mr. Nitin Prasad ji, I welcome you here for this program, and then entire team of yours has supported us in organizing this program. That has been a great initiative. Not only that, when the Honorable Prime Minister took the G20, B20, and CII being a G20, said let's make it as a B20 event. And they worked together, and it's also enrolled as a B20 event. I welcome you, sir, Nitin Prasad ji and Sima Arora ji, with our entire team, who had done phenomenal work. In fact, before we went to this, we wanted, this concept started when Mr. Atul Vaidya, sitting over here, from Director Niri, I approached him, again my old associate. He said, Mahesh, you go ahead, entire scientific, technical support we will give you. You don't have to bother. And that is the way we started. I think the initial concept was made with Atul and his team. The entire souvenir concept, they said, we'll handle it, you don't bother. And I welcome you, sir, with your entire team here. I know for inauguration function we were not there, but then it was a great honor to work with you and take this forward. GRI, who are Global Reporting Initiative, they also participated with us and did phenomenal work. I want to inform Honorable Minister, sir, with the guidance of our Chief Secretary, Mr. Puneet Goyal ji, who is also IIT alumnus and have a lot of patent on energy, also a doctorate in solar energy. We have been constantly engaging with each other. He said, once new government was formed, let's do an ease of doing business. And our minister is always with us. Our team went to Telangana Pollution Control Board, Gujarat Pollution Control Board, Andhra Pollution Control Board, and studied everything. And then when we felt small tickling we can do, we could be the best in the country as per the consent and NOC management is concerned. With this, we made a sort of a ease of doing business and citizen charter, which was also supported by Honorable Minister Nilesh Kabral ji. And today, we are proudly can say that we give consent in 1/3 of the time stipulated under the law. No file, no project remains more than one. And this all support goes to when government, statutory body like us and the Chief Secretary, that is called bureaucracy, comes together and work together. So I welcome you, sir, for this program. I welcome all of the participants who have come here. I know many of you have been here for last 2-3 days. Some have come maybe yesterday, but many have stayed together. This is also, so I welcome you for this valedictory function. Similarly, Radical Communication, who came and gave me this idea that we could make this exhibition possible. And he said, we'll get you all scientific, technical support. And that's where you can see nearly 50 stalls from India and abroad, like Horiba, Toshiba from Germany. So this all stall possible because of Radical. I want to acknowledge their support and also entire team who worked with us in doing this business. We also have CII representative from, I think, Mr. Bhargava from Hyderabad, IGBC. When we were speaking, we said, now you have ease of doing business for industry. So let's spend that time for doing something good. And that way, we are interacting. CII came forward, and we said we are signing 2 MOU here, wherein I require total support from the industry. We have one IGBC green business, wherein as a transparent process, Pollution Control Board and CII, along with the expert, will have an audit and we'll have a green rating. Similarly, Green Co rating also we have started. I'm also happy that today we have Dean from Terry, with whom we are signing a contract where we will to work on a circular economy, research on biomedical science, as well as marine ecology, and also they will help us for pollution control staff to do the PhD. So this has been journey for last 1 year with us, with the able support of our Minister of Bureaucracy and all of you together. So going forward, I request more support from industry to sit with us and we can do much larger work. I can also mention here the Godrej came forward and they said they will take up for waste management of 3 municipalities and 30 village panchayat, and they'll support us for almost 3 years. I think that is a very positive sign that one company has come forward and doing it. I also look forward your support. We are a facilitator. Any support, my minister always tells me, any company want to use the STP plant, he is also PWD minister. Sir, get me, we'll do fast. I'll give approval. And that is the proactive step this government takes. Once again, I welcome you all for this closing function. And I hope you all stay here for last 3 days must have been good. If there are any lacuna, any issues, forgive me, it's my responsibility. But if you enjoyed well, all my team has done excellent work. Thank you, and have a wonderful, well-educated function.
Thank you so much, Patil sir. To welcome all the dignitaries with bouquet of flower, we would like to invite Member Secretary, GSPCB, Dr. Shamila Montero. Shri Bhupinder Yadav ji. Shri Nilesh Kabral ji. Shri Pranit Kumar Goyal ji. Shri Nitin Prasad ji. Ms. Seema Arora ji. Shri Mahesh Patil ji. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Shri Nitin Prasad to please address the audience. Everybody with a round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Prasad.
Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to all of you. It's my pleasure to address the valedictory session of the first International Environment and Sustainability Summit of Goa. And what a time and environment for us to actually come and have these type of conversations and sessions. It is all the more important in society and in the world today that we need to have these type of dialogues, and we need to engage and see what is the path forward. As much as has been set out in the various multilateral forums as we go forward, and much needs to be done in the agenda that we set for the G20 and the B20 going forward. It is indeed an honor to have amongst us Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and Labour and Employment, Government of India. Shri Nilesh Kabra, Honorable Minister of Environment and Climate Change, PWD and Judiciary, Government of Goa. Shri Mahesh K. Patel, the Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, and of course my friend Seema Arora, for Deputy General, Director General for the CII. In the face of dynamic and competitive markets, environment sustainability is a vital benchmark and a key driver for growth. We believe this across many different corporates and certainly in Shell in my company. The success of growth is no longer measured with just financial revenues and operational metrics alone. New and innovative ways of doing business through disruptive ideas and sustainable solutions help companies to operate on a long-term basis, ensuring responsible growth moving forward. Highly cross-sectoral problems such as air pollution, which I spend a tremendous amount of my time on, with multiple sources across sectors, agricultural, residential, industrial, transportation, etc., needs attention and concerted efforts from all concerned stakeholders. Business being key drivers of economy, it is their responsibility to scale solutions and to lead change for cleaner air. I perceive these risks not as risks, but as opportunities and motivation to improve our existing business models to minimize or eliminate ambient air pollution. I've had the privilege to chair the CII Cleaner Air, Better Life initiative with a vision to provide cleaner air and a better quality of life to every Indian citizen. Clean air is one of our rights that we must associate with ourselves. It is something that is a God-given right to us. And clean air is now finding traction on the corporate agenda across India. I'm pleased that over the last couple of years, over 100+ CEOs have joined the India CEO Forum for Cleaner Air. Focus of the forum is to engage Indian industry leaders to take concrete steps to combat air pollution across India. This is not just about thought leadership and papers, this is about action and doing and delivering. During the past few years, the forum has provided the much needed avenue to discuss solutions amongst peers, to screen new solutions, and to act on air pollution. One of the examples if I may come back and state, is my own company and what we are trying to come back and do. And if you permit me, Shell has come back and set a long-term aspiration to be net zero by 2050. And net zero for us is not just on scope 1 and scope 2, which is our emissions, but also on scope 3, which is the emissions for our supply chain and our customers. For those of you who would appreciate and understand our industry, 88% of our emissions is scope 3, associated with how customers use our products more than the emissions that we actually generate in our own assets. And yet we have set the ambitious goal for ourselves to work with our customers to achieve a net zero, including scope 3 as we go forward. And that is our global aspirations as we go forward. So I am here to tell you that in India, we will beat the Shell target of 2050 and be in advance of that in Shell in India as we go forward. And we are doing this through a combination of lowering the carbon intensity of our business. We will continue to invest in much needed energy that is for mobility and other solutions as we go forward. But it is important for us to lower the carbon intensity of those products as we go forward. But equally, for example, last year we invested $2 billion to acquire a renewable energy company based out of Pune that has a 3 gigawatt portfolio. We will continue to invest in renewable energy solutions as we go forward. We have committed that we will put 10,000 EV charging points across all of India, and that is just the start of the build out of our business in EV charging. We have built businesses on power trading, on taking a look at power sales to commercial and industrial. We continue to invest in our mobility businesses and to look at solutions to come back and lower the carbon intensity of things such as cold chains and using telematics and efficiency solutions for fleets and other operations as we go forward. We are investing in biofuels, we are investing in hydrogen, we are investing in carbon capture and storage and utilization, and many other such solutions, including circularity as we go forward, as well as natural credit generation through afforestation and planting of trees in the country as we go forward. And it is the collection of all of these actions that gives us the confidence that we are on our way to come back and achieve the ambitious targets that we have come and set for ourselves. And I hope that in doing so, that we will bring along with us and work with a number of partners and collaborate with a number of industries as we go forward to be able to demonstrate that corporate India can collectively come and take action to come and reduce our emissions and address the societal challenges that we have, including air pollution, water scarcity, and other issues that are associated, the systemic issues, challenges that we have. On circularity, plastic pollution is clearly a space that we are also spending a tremendous amount of time, and it is another crisis and a critical environment area for sustainability, and especially relevant for biodiversity-rich coastal ecosystem of Goa. Packaging remains one of the largest consumers of plastic, and India is one of the lowest consumers of plastic packaging. But that is not an invitation for us to do what the others have done in other countries along the way. We must find an alternative way to continue to provide the solutions that plastics have provided, but do it in a much more sustainable manner. But we also must make a drastic change, not only in the way we design and produce and utilize, but also how we dispose plastic packaging and how we recycle and reuse plastics as we go forward. It is the elimination of plastic waste that is absolutely critical that we can do. And this can be done by transitioning to a circular economy where waste is designed out of our system, not just in the starting point of when we make our products, but also leading to value chains and systems where we are able to collect the plastic waste in a sustainable manner and to reprocess them, whether through mechanical recycling or chemical recycling as we go forward. Not only will this help to tackle plastic pollution, it will also reduce fossil fuel consumption and curb GHG emissions caused by plastic protection and burning of plastic waste. And there is tremendous benefits from us, all of us, to come together to recognize how we come back and do this. But I will come back and make the comment that in as much as we have the technology and capability to address plastic pollution today, it is only through the collaboration of governments such as Goa and the national government that we will be able to collect and sustainably collect the plastics and be able to process them as we go forward. So the creation of the plastic value chains and the collections of the feedstock chains is as much an important part of the solution as we go forward. It is both a wonderful occasion and venue to speak about sustainability here, as Goa has been right on the forefront in sustainable development in India and has made significant stride in the diverse areas such as solid waste management, renewable energy, sustainable tourism, coastal zone management, and nature conservation. It is time for countries all over the world, including a mix of technology, best practices, many of which I have just referred to, that lowers air pollution and carbon footprint by improving investment in renewable energy as well as energy efficiency to come and meet the 1.5 degree target. And that is essential that we do that, lest we suffer the consequences and damages of that across the world, including in India going forward, which we are already seeing over the last couple of years. To move forward on the global level at the required scale, we must drive mitigation, action in top emitting countries, align incentives for low carbon green growth, and work towards a sustainable future. It is absolutely true that India has not caused the problem, but India must be part of the solution for the problem going forward. We need concerted efforts across sectors from governments as well as private sector to deliver and scale clean and green solutions. Examples include ensuring adequate access to capital available to green businesses, de-risking of business investment in new technologies through fiscal policy measures, promoting R&D to localize clean technologies, and finally, promoting international partnerships to enable technology transfer. Given the complex nature of the clean energy transition, much as what we saw last year, it is a complex problem. Conducive policy packages are needed to deliver the ecosystem level changes and to ensure scaling of clean and green business solutions. I want to emphasize the priorities for G20 under India's presidency for shaping this eminent transition. India's ambitions are built on the strong foundation of principles such as universal access to clean energy and just, affordable, and inclusive energy transition pathways. Addressing technology gaps requiring enhanced international cooperation and research can really accelerate the pace of the energy transition. We need low-cost financing, and to the tune of $100 to $150 trillion, the bulk of which is actually needed by the developing countries to go forward to make this transition happen. And it is essential that we find ways for that financing to come and to flow into countries such as India. Access to secured and affordable supply of energy and critical materials is growing a concern for all countries. We have talked about the new oil which is getting created, whether it be lithium or it be cobalt or uranium or anything else that is there. We must be careful that we do not create other new sources and concentration of energy wealth that could rock our chains as we go forward. A diversified energy supply chain and global policy coordination can ensure a sustained and secure supply of energy sources, including clean energy. While we need to fast-track industrial low-carbon transition and accelerate the pace of energy efficiency, equal emphasis is needed to drive lifestyle changes, and at the individual and societal level, creating an organic demand for responsible businesses. This is as much true in North America, Japan, Europe, but also Delhi, Bombay, Pune, and other cities that we all live in, where we all need to make choices and at an individual level to focus on how we can be much more environmentally oriented. And by doing so, I'm very positive that the Indian presidency will really drive collective efforts to share best practices, knowledge, technology transfer, and to improve energy efficiency across these sectors. India has already raised the bar by strongly emphasizing green growth and skilling in the union budget, released on the 1st of February this year. Our Prime Minister's commitments at COP26 were inspirational, and I have long pointed out that our 2030 ambitions and targets far exceed most developed countries in terms of what they are committing to do in the same decade as we go forward. And we must build on this, and we are quite hopeful that India's presidency will further strengthen the collaborative research and lead to international knowledge hubs, which will ultimately facilitate technology transfers, addressing finance, need for advanced adoption of fuels, and for the future, such as green hydrogen, green ammonia, biofuels, and green electricity. So, I represent through the CII Clean Air Better Life initiative over 100 CEOs, and can tell you on behalf of Shell, as well as all of those CEOs, that India's corporate community is ready and committed to stand by and to work in collaboration with the government to lead the transition as we go forward and to deliver our aspirations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad, for the insightful address. I would like to invite Dr. Puneet Kumar Goyal, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Goa, to please address the audience.
Honorable Union Minister, Environment and Forest, Honorable Minister, Environment, Government of Goa, Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, other dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Goa State Pollution Control Board, in partnership with CII, NEERI and GRI, have organized this first International Environmental and Sustainability Summit from 2nd to 4th February 2023. The theme, Building a Sustainable Future, rightly strikes the chord of 3-day deliberations towards understanding applicability of sustainable development goals being addressed by our Honorable Prime Minister. In order to build a sustainable future, strong commitments are needed to adopt solutions at all levels that will facilitate the transition to a carbon neutral future, increasing circularity and inclusivity. I am sure this summit has brought out ideas that will inspire to drive growth leading to resilient future. The discussions and the deliberations exchanged through plenary sessions have given insights into the approaches for businesses, governments and institutions. This summit will definitely inspire innovation, action and solutions towards a sustainable future. Sir, State of Goa has taken many initiatives which are state-of-the-art technological interventions which address various environmental issues with sustainable growth. In line with Atmanirbhar Bharat, the state has also aligned towards Swayambhu Goa through various initiatives. I would like to mention a few of them. Goa has set up 2 waste management plants, out of which only 5% residue is going to landfill site. In fact, that plant has been quoted by NGT in its various orders. From one plant, which is 200 tons per day, about 2 lakh ton of RDF has already been sent to various cement plants. Another 100 TPD plant has been set up in Kochori, the constituency of our Honorable Environment Minister. The state is actively thinking of setting up a waste to energy plant where this RDF, which we are sending to Karnataka, can be used here for generating electricity. We are also in the process of preparing a 100% renewable energy plan, in which the storage is going to be the key. Sir, I am happy to inform that under the leadership of Mr. Nilesh Kabral, when he was the Power Minister, we signed first PPA with the SECI for a 100 megawatt battery based solar plant, which is being set up by the Solar Energy Corporation of India. We have also initiated the process of setting up of Green Climate Fund with the assistance of World Bank. These are only some of the ideas which we are pursuing. There are many more to come. We seek your guidance of Government of India in achieving the goal of Honorable Prime Minister, that is growth with sustainability. As regards this summit, I congratulate the chairman and the member secretary for holding this summit on the sustainability at a right time, as Mr. Nitin Prasad said. So this summit is at a right time. It is, I am sure we will carry home many ideas. Particularly, state government will take many more initiatives. Now, I thank Honorable Minister for Environment and Forest and Climate Change for celebrating the Wetlands Day in Goa at national level and for gracing this function. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Goyal. It is an honor to have you here. In presence of honorable dignitary, it is now time for the exchange of MOUs. I request Shri Pradeep Bhargava, Chairman Greenco Council, to come to the dais for the exchange of MOUs between the CII Greenco Rating and CII IGBC with Goa State Pollution Control Board. I also request Chairman Sir Goa State Pollution Control Board, Shri Mahesh Patil ji, and Member Secretary, Ma'am, Goa State Pollution Control Board, Dr. Shamila Montero ji, to come forward. CII has been promoting the voluntary rating system called Greenco rating, which is the first of its kind rating system, holistically evaluates how green a company is and suggests the way forward in pursuing environmental excellences. The rating guidelines are holistic in nature with the inclusion of energy, water, renewable energy, GHG mitigation, waste and material management, green supply chain, product stewardship, life cycle assessment and innovations. Let's grace this moment with a huge round of applause. Now I request Professor Shaleen Singhal, Dean, Research and Partnership, Terry, Delhi, to come to the stage to exchange the MOU of Terry SAS with GSPCB. This Memorandum of Understanding between Terry School of Advanced Studies, New Delhi and GSPCB is signed with the objective of fostering collaboration between two organizations to promote academic-led strengthening of science policy practice interface, endeavoring to increase their cooperation in research and education. The probable thematic areas: bioresources and biotechnologies, business sustainability, energy and environment, natural resources management, policy studies, water sciences and governance, as well as legal studies. Thank you, everybody. May I now request Shri Nilesh Kabralji, Honorable Minister for PWD, Law and Judiciary, Legislative Affairs and Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa, to please address the audience with a huge round of applause, please.
Thank you. A very good evening or good afternoon to all of you present for the first International Environment and Sustainability Summit organized by Goa Pollution Control Board. Amongst our midst, we have Honorable Union Minister Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, who has been throughout the day, started his day in the morning at 7:30, and we have been touring here and there, and still another hour of meetings to go. I hope he is not tired with the environment of Goa, but with the environmental concerns, I think he is doing a wonderful job for the country and in helping the state also. We also have Shri Nitin Prasad, who is Chairman CII. We have Mr. Mahesh K. Patil, Chairman Goa State Pollution Control Board. We have our own Chief Secretary and PWD Secretary, Shri Goyal ji, Shrimati Seema Arora ji, Sharmila Montero ji, all other dignitaries of the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I would not like to take more time because we are already a little ahead of time, and Honorable Minister has got more function at the side of this meeting. But it is my honest pleasure to be part of this august gathering here, who are concerned not only for whatever things they do, as Mr. Nitin is saying, that he has put certain goals for his company as a CEO. I think all of us who are here also must be having many other goals for their own companies in having the net objective. And we are all knowing what are the net objectives. I do not have to repeat the same. But I will say that the small state of Goa, who is just 3,702 square kilometers, which has 1,425 square kilometers of forest, 400 square kilometers of CRZ area, and 1,410 square meters of agriculture, and we have 216 square kilometers of river and creeks, which has got nothing left actually for development and for the people to survive. But if you go to sea, we are all surviving. So I think we are a better state to live in for all of us, and that's how we are protecting our state. But let us say so that when doing this, if you see, we get almost 3.5 times our population. I mean, 1 crore tourists, our population is hardly 16 lakh people. We consume 3 times the per capita electrical consumption, 4.5 times the vehicle density, and 3 times the per capita emissions of the national average. So you can see how we are, even though we are very small. And that is the reason we are all here today, to be part of the sustainable movement of environment and climate change. That's what I want to say. And I'm sure in the last 2 days of deliberation, 3 days of deliberations, we must have come with certain ideas, not only for the state of Goa, but including the entire country. And I hope that whatever said and done, we can help not only us as individuals, because Mr. Nitin Prasad ji has just said, and I think all the speakers here must be saying that each one has to contribute to this net environment goal. It is not only the companies, but we as individuals also have to contribute. And in my opening address on the first day also I had said that, and I'm repeating it again, that it is Honorable Prime Minister's vision goal. He has made a statement, and I think we all here who have to support this vision and statement, and that is why we are all known, and I hope that whatever commitments he has made globally, we are all part of it. And that is why today, as the state of Goa, I think no doubt we are doing like any other state in the country, where 80% of our energy, what we are using, comes from coal. I think in the entire country, and now the focuses are there, and I'm sure with the efforts of the Honorable Prime Minister and efforts of all his cabinet colleagues, including my colleague in the sense in the central government of environment, Shri Prasad, environment minister, we are sure with the new budget which he has put into, I think the battery storage plant will have missions of 80% coming down slowly to net zero, hopefully. We as a state, when rightly pointed out by Mr. Goyal ji, that when I was Power Minister, we had tied up with GIZ, one of the only states, and we have set up a dream. I mean, when I say a dream is when we achieve it, we'll say it's achievable. And we have put our goals, and I think all the stakeholders in the entire state have come together, expressed themselves, and we have put 2050 as our zero net. So let us see where we are achieving, and I hope that each one of us contribute in the state of Goa to achieve this. Today, the transport sector, we are also performing well, in the sense it is taking time, but it is not easy for us also, because when we see sustainable movements, it comes with economic viability. And when we say economic viability, it is the individuals who have to come out from what they have been going on for last so many years, and they have to have an economic model also with that. So the government of Goa is here where we have already setting up an ethanol-based plant where 45,000 liters per day production is expected from the sugarcane molasses. We also have 300 tons, being a small state, we have set up a briquette plant generation. I mean, whatever small things we can do, we are on the verge of doing it. As pointed out by my Chief Secretary of the State of Goa, with waste to energy plant or waste management plants, we have almost set up 2 plants which will be taking 400 tons of waste. And I think we are one of the states where many years back, like almost 5-6 years back when the first plant was set up, and as rightly pointed out, we have less than 5% which is going back to the landfill. That is what the state has achieved. And when we say less than 5%, even that 5%, the PWD government, PWD has now put in their system of using this proven inert material back into landfill by using it for various roads. So we are trying to have zero emission in these plants also. We as a state, we are looking forward where our plants have biogas used to produce electricity of almost 30,000 units generated per day. Now this is where these waste to energy plants are doing. And we are also thinking that in the days to come, our Honorable Central Minister, where we are requesting, I am requesting that the extended producer responsibility produced under plastic waste rules of e-waste rules, as this will provide a necessary revenue to the state, local bodies and effective waste management. Because what happens, sir, that manufacturers to contribute to the state, which is normally in the EPR policy, I think we will look into those angles where it directly comes to the, because we do not produce but we consume. So when it comes to EPR production, then it becomes a different mindset. I have been repeatedly saying that, sir. And I hope that you will look into it, sir. Sir, I would like to say that under those programs, we have done a lot of things. But under the wetland, I'll thank you, sir, that today you have celebrated, from yesterday we have been celebrating wetlands in the country, and we had a meeting of all Ramsar, 75 Ramsar site managers and their custodians, I would say so, who were here for last 2 days in Goa. And I thank Honorable Minister for bringing them to Goa, because we had the only Ramsar site in my own constituency just a few months back, and we see Goa as one of them to become, in a sense, taking the inspiration from other Ramsar sites. Goa can be also one of many more other Ramsar sites to come with. Secondly, I thank Honorable Minister for spending his valuable time here. I know it has been a very hectic day, as I mentioned in the beginning of my speech, but I'm sure with his energy levels, because that is what he's been doing for the country, and I'm sure with his support, this particular environment summit and with his objectives, which we'll be hearing, we are waiting to hear from him, we are sure that under his directions, the commitment made by the Honorable Prime Minister in the Glasgow meet is where we all have to contribute to. And I think with his able directions, I'm sure we'll be able to do so. Once again, I thank him for making time here. And I also thank Goa State Pollution Control Board and its member secretary and all its staff for organizing this wonderful summit. And I hope that all the scientists, all the people who have come from different forums had a wonderful stay here. And I hope that this summit had some meaning. And I'm sure with whatever contributions you have made for the last 2-3 days here, we are here to take it forward. Whatever suggestions are there given by you, implementation within the state, we will try to do in the maximum. With these few words, once again, not taking much of your time, I hope that the two memorandums we have exchanged, the Goa Pollution Control Board with IGPC, CII and TERI have exchanged today, will find fruitful meaning to the days to come, and such more memorandum of understandings within Goa Pollution Control Board or within the state of Goa are welcome to see the objectives of the Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Kabralji. We appreciate your presence here. I would now request our Chief Guest, Honorable Minister, Shri Bhupender Yadavji, to release the summit souvenir. I request our audience for a round of applause at this memorable moment. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's fill this hall with a lot of energy and positivity when we are inviting our chief guest, Shri Bhupender Yadavji, to address the audience.
आज के फर्स्ट इंटरनेशनल सस्टेनेबिलिटी समिट गोवा के इस कंक्लूडिंग सेशन में मंच पर उपस्थित गोवा सरकार के पर्यावरण मंत्री सम्मान्य नीलेश जी, सीआईआई के प्रेसिडेंट श्री नितिन जी, आज के इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित गोवा के हमारे चीफ सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर पुनीत कुमार गोयल जी, गोवा स्टेट पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के चेयरमैन श्री महेश कुमार पाटिल जी, मंच पर उपस्थित सीआईआई की डिप्टी डायरेक्टर सीमा अरोड़ा जी और मेंबर सेक्रेटरी गोवा पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड की डॉक्टर शर्मिला जी, मेरे सामने उपस्थित 2 दिन लंबी चलने वाली इस सेमिनार में भाग लेने वाले सभी प्रतिभागीगण, इस 2 दिन की कॉन्फ्रेंस का जो टाइटल आपने रखा, सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर, बिल्डिंग ए सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर, ये एक इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है। लेकिन जब बिल्डिंग ए सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर की बात करते हैं तो अब जब सोवेनियर मेरे हाथ में आई तो इसमें बहुत अच्छा लिखा है, सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर किसके लिए? फॉर अस एंड एवरी लिविंग क्रिएचर अराउंड अस। तो सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर केवल मनुष्यों के लिए नहीं है, सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर सबके लिए है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने G20 का जो स्लोगन दिया है उसमें उन्होंने कहा है वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, वन अर्थ वन फैमिली। और जब वन अर्थ वन फैमिली हम कहते हैं तो ये ऑल लिविंग बीइंग के लिए है, और इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा बड़ी जिम्मेदारी मनुष्य की है। श्री रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर जी ने लाइनें कही थी कि हाउ ए वर्ल्ड विदाउट नेचर इज डिवॉइड ऑफ इट ब्यूटी एंड फुल पेन। तो उन्होंने अपनी पोयम में लिखा था, द फॉरेस्ट इज गॉन, द बर्ड हैज फ्लोन अवे एंड द साइलेंस दैट फॉलोज इज फुल ऑफ पेन ऑफ अ ग्रेट लॉस। और इसलिए जब सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर के लिए बात हम करते हैं तो हम बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन की बात करते हैं, हम वेटलैंड की बात करते हैं, हम फॉरेस्ट कंजर्वेशन की बात करते हैं, हम मिशन लाइफ की बात करते हैं। मैं जब UNEP के जब प्लास्टिक बैन का प्रोग्राम हुआ और मैं वहाँ गया, और UNEP की यूनाइटेड नेशन एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम जो चलता है, उनकी सेक्रेटरी जनरल से मैंने प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मिशन लाइफ को रखा, तो उन्होंने कहा कि मैं इसको बहुत अच्छी तरह समझती हूँ। वॉट एवर वी हैव टेकन फ्रॉम मदर अर्थ, वी हैव टेकन एज ए मटेरियल और मेटल, बट when we again we will give to mother earth, we will give as a garbage। और इसलिए जो वेस्ट टू वेल्थ है, जो रिसाइकल इकोनॉमी है, जो सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी है, ये निश्चित रूप से सस्टेनेबल अर्थ के लिए जरूरी है। आपने अभी प्रधानमंत्री जी के मन की बात को सुना होगा, और मन की बात में उन्होंने जब इस विषय को रखा था तो हमारे देश में जो अकेला इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट है उसका जो वेस्ट है वो लगभग 11 लाख करोड़ का एनुअली है, और ये इंक्रीज हो रहा है, डे बाय डे इंक्रीज हो रहा है। और हमारे देश में जो ये जो ई वेस्ट है ये 15% से 20% इंक्रीज होने वाला है। तो क्या इसके लिए बार बार पृथ्वी से मटेरियल को निकाला जाए? क्या ये अलोन प्लास्टिक है? इसमें सिल्वर भी कई जगह यूज होता है, गोल्ड भी कई जगह यूज होता है, प्लेटिनियम भी कई जगह यूज होता है, पैलेडियम आयरन भी कई जगह यूज होता है, ग्लास भी कई जगह यूज होता है, और इसके साथ ही साथ बाकी सेमी प्रीशियस मटेरियल हैं वो भी इसमें यूज होते हैं। इनको कैसे सेग्रीगेट करके वापस से हम रीयूज और रिसाइकिल के लिए प्रयोग करें, ये केवल सरकार की जिम्मेदारी नहीं है, ये बैठे हुए यहाँ पर हर व्यक्ति की जिम्मेदारी है, ये हमारे पर्सनल बिहेवियर में जिम्मेदारी है, और ये केवल बिजनेस नहीं है, ये कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द मदर अर्थ भी है। ये हमारी सबकी कलेक्टिव जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि जब सस्टेनेबल की बात आती है तो नेचर के रिसोर्स कितने लंबे चलेंगे। और मैं आपको कहना चाहता हूं कि डेवलपमेंट और एनवायरनमेंट ये एक दूसरे के विरोधी नहीं है, ये साथ मिलकर के चल सकते हैं। हम दोनों चीजों को कंजर्व करके चल सकते हैं अगर हम सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी में ज़्यादा अच्छे तरीके से भाग लेंगे। और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट फॉरेस्ट के द्वारा लगातार इस पे ड्राफ्ट नोटिफिकेशन निकाले गए हैं। हम चाहते हैं आपके ज़्यादा अच्छे इनपुट आए, ईपीआर को लेकर, रबड़ को लेकर, प्लास्टिक वेस्ट को, मतलब सब विषयों को। और प्लास्टिक हमने सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक 125 mm का हमने पूरी तरीके से बैन किया है। लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है कि देश में जब मैं कई बार देखता हूँ तो कई बहुत अच्छे नए इनोवेटिव तरीके से लोग आए हैं। बेंगलोर में एक ई परिसर करके एक अच्छा विषय उन्होंने चलाया है। इकोर को करके मुंबई में बहुत अच्छा एक चला है। रुड़की में भी ऐसा विषय चला है। भोपाल में वेस्ट कलेक्शन मोबाइल ऐप के थ्रू कबाड़ी वाला सेल स्क्रैप के नाम से बहुत अच्छा चला है। ये सारे ऐसे नए इनिशिएटिव्स हैं जो हमारी इंडस्ट्री को भी बूस्ट करेंगे, देश के एनवायरनमेंट की दृष्टि से भी अच्छे होंगे। और इसलिए सस्टेनेबिलिटी की दृष्टि से मैं आपके 2 दिन के इस प्रोग्राम की जब कार्यवाही रिपोर्ट को देख रहा था, मेरे पास जब ये आपकी कार्यवाही आई है तो आपने बहुत अच्छे टेक्निकल इश्यूज पे डिस्कशन भी किए हैं। मैं तो केवल मिनिस्टर होने के नाते पॉलिसी मेजर्स को अच्छी तरह जानता हूँ, लेकिन इनिशिएटिव लेना, इनिशिएटिव को फिर एग्जीक्यूट करना, लोगों तक ले जाना और उसमें से रास्ता निकालना। मैं एक बात आपको कहना चाहता हूँ, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार इसके लिए पूरी तरीके से प्रतिबद्ध है। हमारी सरकार ईज ऑफ डूइंग के लिए कमिटमेंट लेकर के काम करने वाली सरकार है, क्योंकि ई वेस्ट ये भविष्य के भारत के लिए भी जरूरी है। और इसलिए सरकार ने इस बार जब बजट रखा तो बजट में अपनी 7 प्रायोरिटी एरिया रखा, क्योंकि हम ये मानते हैं कि आज़ादी के अमृतकाल का ये पहला बजट है। और इसलिए हमारा जो बजट है वो इंक्लूसिव डेवलपमेंट को लेकर के है। हमारा बजट जो दूसरा विषय है वो रीचिंग द लास्ट माइल पर्सन को लेकर के है। हमारा जो तीसरा उद्देश्य है वो यूथ पावर को आगे बढ़ाने का है। हमारा जो चौथा उद्देश्य है फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर को मजबूत करने का है। हमारा जो 5वां उद्देश्य है वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और इन्वेस्टमेंट को बढ़ाने का है। हमारा जो 6ठा उद्देश्य है वो पोटेंशियल सेक्टर को आगे बढ़ाने का है। और जो हमारा 7वां उद्देश्य है वो देश में ग्रीन ग्रोथ को बढ़ाने का है। और ग्रीन ग्रोथ को बढ़ाने की दृष्टि से इस यूनियन बजट में 35,000 करोड़ रुपीस जो है वो नेट जीरो एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए रखे गए, नेशनल ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन के लिए रखा गया। अभी हमारे CII की तरफ से जब बोल रहे थे कि जब पेरिस एग्रीमेंट हुआ तो भारत ने 175 गीगावाट के लक्ष्य को तय किया और लोगों को लगता था कि क्या इतना एम्बिशियस लक्ष्य भारत प्राप्त करेगा, लेकिन 2030 के लिए लक्ष्य रखा, हमने उसको 2021 में ही प्राप्त कर लिया। और इसलिए पेरिस के बाद जब शर्म एल शेख में जलवायु परिवर्तन की अगली वार्ता चली तो भारत दुनिया के उन 29 चुनिंदा देशों में से था जिन्होंने अपने NDCs को एनहांस करके वापस से रिसबमिट किया। और इसलिए अब हमने अपने रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के 50% टारगेट को दुनिया के सामने रखा है। कार्बन एमिशन में भी जो उसमें रिडक्शन होना था वो 40% से हम 50% पे लेकर के आए हैं। और अगर आप देश के फॉरेस्ट सर्वे की रिपोर्ट देखेंगे तो हमारे देश में जो ग्रीन कवर है वो लगातार बढ़ा है। मैं ये आपको इसलिए कहना चाहता हूँ कि इस बार के बजट में रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी और ट्रांजिशन को लेकर सरकार की जो पहल आई है वो दुनिया की में एक नया संदेश लेकर के आई है। और जब मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी है तो इस बार सरकार के द्वारा बजट में विशेष रूप से ग्रीन क्रेडिट को प्रोत्साहन देने का फैसला किया गया। और मेरे को लगता है ये फ्यूचर इकोनॉमी की दृष्टि से, भविष्य इकोनॉमी की दृष्टि से एक बहुत बड़ा लक्ष्य सरकार ने ग्रीन क्रेडिट प्रोग्राम का तय किया है। हमारा इंडिविजुअल बिहेवियर भी कैसे स्पिरिट ऑफ मिशन लाइफ, एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली लाइफ स्टाइल के साथ जुड़ सकता है, ये हम लोगों ने इस बार के बजट में तय किया है। मैं आज आपको ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि 2 विषय दुनिया भर में कहे जाते हैं। क्लाइमेट चेंज की थ्रेट तो है ही, लेकिन क्लाइमेट जस्टिस भी जरूरी है। जब ग्लासगो में पूरी तरीके से कहा कि आप एकदम से फॉसिल फ्यूल बंद करो, तो अभी जो आप कह रहे थे ये डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज की जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज ने हमको कहा था कि दुनिया में आप फॉसिल फ्यूल को ख़त्म करिए, हम $100 बिलियन देंगे। और अभी जब मैं शर्म शेख में था, तो शर्म शेख में जो दुनिया का इस समय जो एनडीसीज डिक्लेयर किए हैं, उसको अगर सारे विकासशील देशों को पूरा करना होगा तो $5.7 ट्रिलियन की जरूरत होगी। और इन्होंने 2009 के जो $100 बिलियन है उसके लक्ष्य को भी पूरा नहीं किया। तो भारत ने कहा भी कि हम ये जो विषय हम चाहते हैं, इसमें हम सबसे बड़ा विषय ये चाहते हैं कि आपकी जो हिस्टोरिकल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है उसको आप पूरा करिए। आप इसको इस बात से जानिए कि दुनिया में भारत की आबादी 17% है, हमारा कार्बन एमिशन 4% है। डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज की आबादी 17% है, उनका कार्बन एमिशन 60% है। आप लाइफस्टाइल का अंतर देखिए। और अगर आप फाइनेंशियल ये जो कमिटमेंट है वो पूरा नहीं करेंगे तो दुनिया 1.5 डिग्री के लक्ष्य को कैसे प्राप्त करेगी। लेकिन भारत ने कुछ लक्ष्यों में क्लाइमेट एक्शन के माध्यम से दुनिया को दिखाया है कि अगर कोई पॉजिटिव विल हो, कोई अगर विजनरी लीडरशिप हो, तो उस विषय को भी आगे बढ़ाया जा सकता है। और इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जो 3 बड़े विषय चले हैं, पहला इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस। भारत ने फ्रांस के साथ मिलकर के इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस बनाया। इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस का ऑफिस गुड़गांव में है। आज दुनिया के 130 से ज़्यादा देश इसके सदस्य बने। और इस बजट में भी आपने देखा होगा, हमने लद्दाख से और ग्रिड में ट्रांसफ़र करने के लिए एक योजना लाए हैं, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो विषय रहता है, वन सन वन वर्ल्ड वन ग्रिड टू एंश्योरिंग क्लीन एनर्जी टू द एवरी पार्ट ऑफ वर्ल्ड। मुझे लगता है ये विजनरी लीडरशिप में एक बड़ा क्लाइमेट एक्शन प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में भारत में लिया गया है। दूसरा, जलवायु परिवर्तन में हम लोग ये देखते हैं कि सबसे बड़ा जो दिक्कत है वो डिजास्टर का है। सो भारत ने यूके के साथ कोलिशन फॉर डिजास्टर रेजिलियंस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाया, और कोलिशन फॉर डिजास्टर रेजिलियंस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को अभी कैबिनेट ने भी मंजूरी दी। और मुझे लगता है ये क्लाइमेट एडेप्टेशन एफर्ट्स का एक बड़ा क्लाइमेट एक्शन प्रधानमंत्री जी के विजन के साथ आया है। तीसरा जो विषय है, लीडरशिप ग्रुप ऑफ इंडस्ट्री ट्रांजिशन, जिसको लेड आईटी कहते हैं, फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल डीकार्बोनाइजेशन। विशेष रूप से जो हार्ड टू अबेट इंडस्ट्री है, एल्यूमिनियम की इंडस्ट्री है, सीमेंट की इंडस्ट्री है, ट्रांसपोर्ट की इंडस्ट्री है, जहां हम पॉल्यूशन को कम कर सकते हैं, उसको लेकर के एक बड़ा जो एक्शन ग्रुप है ये भारत ने बनाया है। और इसलिए हमने 2070 का जो नेट ज़ीरो है उसका पूरा एक रास्ता दुनिया के सामने रखा है। और मुझे बताते हुए खुशी है, ये भी दुनिया के लगभग 60 ही देश हैं, जब मैं शर्म शेख में था, जिन्होंने अपना लो कार्बन एमिशन का जो नेट ज़ीरो का कार्बन एमिशन का जो पूरा प्लान है वो रखा है। और इसलिए आज हम दुनिया के 3rd लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के अंतर्गत दुनिया के अंतर्गत हैं। हम 4th लार्जेस्ट इंस्टॉल्ड विंड एनर्जी कैपेसिटी वाले देश हैं। हम 5th लार्जेस्ट सोलर इंस्टॉल्ड कैपेसिटी वाले देश हैं। हम फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी कैपेसिटी वाले जो देश हैं वो दुनिया के अंतर्गत हैं। और मेरा ये मानना है, अभी हमारे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट के द्वारा एक नया पोर्टल परिवेश को हम और रिफाइन करने जा रहे हैं। अभी तक जब इंडस्ट्री कहीं भी लगती थी तो उसको एनवायरनमेंट क्लियरेंस अलग लेनी पड़ती थी, फॉरेस्ट क्लियरेंस अलग लेनी पड़ती थी, CRZ क्लियरेंस अलग लेनी पड़ती थी, वाइल्ड लाइफ क्लियरेंस अलग लेनी पड़ती थी। हमने उसको एक ही पोर्टल के अंतर्गत इंटीग्रेट किया है, जो मुझे लगता है हमारी मिनिस्ट्री के प्रधानमंत्री जी के विज़न के साथ एक बड़ा उपलब्धि होगी। हम सब जानते हैं कि सरकार ने गति शक्ति जैसा प्लेटफॉर्म लेकर के आए हैं, और गति शक्ति प्लेटफॉर्म को ला करके हमने सब चीज़ों को, पोर्ट को रेलवे से, रेलवे को एयरपोर्ट से, एयरपोर्ट को डिजिटल, सब चीज़ों को उसको वेयर हाउस से, जो देश में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट के जो 7 बड़े सेक्टर्स हो सकते हैं उसको जोड़ने का काम सरकार ने किया है। ईज ऑफ डूइंग कंप्लाइंस में आप सबको पता है कि 39,000 से ज़्यादा ऐसी कंप्लाइंस जो अननेसेसरी थी उसको सरकार ने हटाने का काम किया है, और 3,000 से ज़्यादा ऐसे जो जिसको हम कहते हैं कि क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस थे, जो बिजनेस रिलेटेड थे, उसको भी डिक्रिमिनलाइजेशन करके सरकार ने जन विश्वास बिल को संसद के सामने प्रस्तुत किया है। मेरा ये मानना है ये वो इनिशिएटिव है जो हमारे देश के एंटरप्रेन्योर को, हमारे देश के आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, उनको एक नया रास्ता और एक नया दिशा देने का काम करेगा। और इसलिए एनवायरनमेंट और डेवलपमेंट, ये दोनों साथ साथ चल सकते हैं। जो क्वेश्चन है वो ईज ऑफ डूइंग, ईज ऑफ लिविंग की है। और जब हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात करते हैं तो नॉट ओनली फॉर ह्यूमन बीइंग, इट्स फॉर ऑल लिविंग बीइंग। हम सब लोगों को साथ लेकर के चलने, यही भारतीय फिलॉसफी है, दर्शन है, और यही भारत का कमिटमेंट है जो प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में G20 में वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के स्लोगन में हम कर रहे हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Bhupender Yadav ji. Thank you so much for all your motivational words. Thank you for being present here and giving us your precious time, and for all the support and motivation. Thank you. I would now request Shri Mahesh Patil ji to felicitate mementos to our eminent guest as a remembrance of this moment. Thank you, sir. May I now request Ms. Seema Arora to please give the closing remarks.
Shri Bhupender Yadav ji, Minister for Environment, Forest, Climate Change, Labour and Employment, Government of India. Shri Nilesh Kabral ji, Honorable Minister for PWD, Law and Judiciary, Legislative Affairs, Environment and Climate Change, Government of Goa. Dr. Puneet Goyal, IAS Chief Secretary, Government of Goa. Mr. Nitin Prasad, Chairman of CIS Cleaner Air, Better Life Initiative. Mahesh ji, Chairman of Goa State Pollution Control Board. Dr. Shamila ji, Member Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon, and it gives me a great pleasure to address you all and present the closing remarks for this valedictory session. Of course, first of all, I'd like to extend my gratitude to our Honorable Minister, Shri Bhupender Yadav ji, for joining us this afternoon. So thank you for your insights, and also your address has actually given us a very clear roadmap of action. Thank you very much, sir, for that. We are really inspired by the vision that this Ministry of Environment and Forest at the national level has brought. I believe the vision is that of ensuring an integrative, inclusive and equitable world for everybody. I think this is the message that we get today from our Honorable Minister. The theme, as he mentioned, is building a sustainable future, and very rightly and aptly for everybody. It's not just for human beings, but for all living creatures. And I think has been very timely given the G20 presidency. Sir, as CII is the B20 engagement partner, we are completely committed to the G20 vision of India's presidency, the theme of one earth, one family, one future. This is something that is actioned in CII's own vision itself, sir. We are extremely aligned with that. And this particular first International Environment and Sustainability Summit in Goa is being organized as one of the side events under the B20 engagement group. I just want to highlight, I think we were delighted earlier this week to hear the union budget announcements, sir, which again reaffirmed India's leadership position in the area of green growth. And I just want to mention 4 such things, and you have already mentioned, sir, but just to re-emphasize, sir, the Green Credit Program, I think we're really excited that this will be notified under the Environment Protection Act. And we do believe that this will incentivize environmental, sustainable and responsive actions by all stakeholders, companies, individuals, local bodies, and will also help mobilize additional resources for building a sustainable future. I think we would really want to work with the ministry and the government to co-create this program and see how this can be implemented at scale, sir. So you mentioned about the allocation of the 35,000 crores. This has given a clear signal that India believes in this proper, just energy transition. And I think it's really strategic that it's come out at the time when India has the G20 presidency. So the mangrove initiative, Mishti, very nicely called, will be taken up for mangrove plantation. And I think this initiative also will create natural defenses, prevent all the flooding and the adaptation measures, and also may create a lot of livelihoods, we believe. The Amrit Dharohar scheme itself is very, very, very important. I think it can enhance biodiversity. It's already doing that. It is going to be implemented and extended over the next 3 years. Again, I think this is an important climate adaptation measure in a place like Goa, I think, and in many, and because nearly 2/3 of our coastline we have a coastline that's very long. This is really important for the coastline area, and in addition, it can be linked to ecotourism opportunities and create jobs and livelihoods. I think these are just a few of the announcements, but we are from industry are really looking forward to seeing how this can be implemented. I just want to conclude by highlighting what was mentioned, the LIFE scheme that was announced by our Honorable Prime Minister. This mission actually puts the individual at the center of living in a responsible manner. I was with the CII delegation at Sharm el-Sheikh, and we saw a beautiful way in which life was actually projected to the rest of the world. I heard such great reviews from almost every country that this is something that came to life. Life itself came to life there. I think here, I want to just say that if 1.3 billion people, all of us in this country, adopt this mission life to the core, we can demonstrate to the world that it is possible to achieve economic growth as well as sustain our planet. That's what the minister said, that it's not environment versus development. And I think LIFE mission gives us that roadmap. Ladies and gentlemen, striving for excellence is a continuous process and needs collaboration. And we are very happy that we were able to collaborate with the government of Goa, with the Goa State Pollution Control Board, and all of you to put this all together. And we hope that the takeaways from this summit will help us build a much better planet. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would now request Dr. Shamila Montero, Member Secretary, Goa State Pollution Control Board, to convey the vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Labour and Employment, Government of India, Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, Honorable Minister for PWD, Environment and Climate Change, Law and Judiciary, Legislature Affairs, Shri Nilesh Kabral ji, respected Chief Secretary, Government of Goa, Dr. Punit Kumar Goyal ji, IAS, respected Chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, Shri Mahesh Patel ji, respected Chairman, CII, Cleaner Air, Better Life Initiative Chairman, Shell India, Shri Nitin Prasad, respected Deputy Director General, Confederation of Indian Industries, Mrs. Seema Arora. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the first International Environment and Sustainability Summit Goa, Building a Sustainable Future. Indeed, it was a very knowledgeable, fruitful and great experience. And as the curtains close today, I, on behalf of Goa State Pollution Control Board and our partners, CII, GRI, NERI and NWFI, wholeheartedly thank and express deep sense of gratitude to the Honorable Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Labour and Employment, Government of India, Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, for having accepted our invitation and giving us his time and honoring us with his graceful presence. His concerns for the environment and words of wisdom will definitely be taken forward by all of us. Thank you, sir. I thank the Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant ji, for wholeheartedly supporting his summit and taking out time yesterday to visit the Environment and Climate Change, PWD, Legislative Affairs and Judiciary. Government of Goa has always taken keen interest in the matters that concerns the environment and sustainability. Thank you, sir, for always being so supportive. I thank Dr. Punit Kumar Goyal ji, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Goa. He has always been a mentor and guide to the Pollution Control Board. He was our Secretary for Environment and saw through the plans for river rejuvenation and solid waste management in the state. Thank you, sir, for your presence here today. It means a lot. My sincere thanks to our chairman, Goa State Pollution Control Board, for the first International Environment and Sustainability Summit Goa, Building a Sustainable Future.
तिथली संस्कृती आणतात आणि या संस्कृतीचा परिपाठ म्हणजे डिचोली आणि हे 70 याच्यात असलेली मंडळी. शिवरायांचा वावर इथं होता. मावळे मंडळी कोकण आणि कोल्हापूर घाटातनं इथपर्यंत जी आलेली आहेत. येत असताना आपल्या देवता आणल्या. देवता आणल्यानंतर गाव कसा विसरणार म्हणून गावाची नावं देवता पूर्ण न आल्या कारणानं कलशस्थित देवता आणि तरंग देवता हा कोकणात असलेला प्रांत आज आपल्याला साखळीपासून 70 पर्यंत पसरलेला दिसून येतो. थोडीशी संस्कृती समजावून घेतल्यानंतर साहित्याचे 2च उल्लेख महत्त्वाचे मी करते. ज्यांचं व्यासपीठाला नाव दिलेलं आहे हे पंडित महादेव शास्त्री जोशी. शाळेची पायरी चढलेच नव्हते. पहिली दुसरी म्हणजे काय हे माहिती नसताना त्या काळात असणारा पैसा फंड जमवून मराठीची शाळा त्यांनी सुरुवात केली. वयाच्या 60व्या वर्षी एका ध्येयानं प्रेरित होऊन पंडित महादेव नेहरूंच्या सांगण्यानं भारताची संस्कृती जगाला समजावी म्हणून संस्कृती कोशाचा घाट घातला आणि त्यातून 10 खंड निर्माण केले. एक हाती एक टाकी आणि त्याला पुणा विद्यापीठानं आजच्या सावित्रीबाई फुले विद्यापीठानं डिलीट दिली. म्हणजे शाळेत जरी गेला नाहीत तरी तुम्ही सर्वात उच्च पदवीपर्यंत पोहोचू शकता. हे आमच्या 70तल्या ब्राह्मण कुटुंबात जिथं उपासमार होत होती तर त्यांच्यासाठी आहे. मला वाटतं या आंबेड्यातल्या या सत्पुरुषाचा आपण टाळ्या वाजून टाळ्याच्या गजरात पुन्हा एकदा आठवणीनं नाद करूया.